Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week is episode 134.
134.
It is indeed, and it's been a while, so we're going to have a bit of a catch up, and we're also going to talk about Tolkien.
Nice.
So stick around if you want to hear more. Hello there, Dad. How are you?
Hello, Connor. How are you? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good start.
Excellent. Yep.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks since our last episode.
And a bit more.
I'm sure that's...
A bit over 2 weeks.
Actually, I listened back to our last episode, which was
Tigers.
And you say a lot of times in it, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time,
Did I?
That was on the 11th of August that was released.
No way I said 2 weeks' time.
You said 2 weeks' time, couple of weeks, 2 weeks' time. That's 92 days ago.
Oh.
So I don't know if we've got a different sort of calendar to anybody else. I mean, this has happened before.
I could have sworn we knew we were going to take a longer break.
No, you definitely said a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, I meant 3 months.
Yes. Oh, right, okay. So
when I say 2 weeks, I mean 3 months.
Okay, we'll bear that in mind when we do any other breaks that we're going to do and all the rest of it.
But we're back.
We are back.
We're back. It has been 92 days. It has been 3 months. However...
There's a lot been happening.
A lot's been happening, and we had planned to have a break, just only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair that we've had this bit of a break, and we're now at a position again where we can record more consistently, because we hit a bit of a point where we struggled to record. Because I think going back to when that was, Lucy had just come back from America, so I was spending a lot of time with Lucy. She was just due to come back, wasn't she, when we recorded?
That's right, yeah. You're very excited.
So she came back. We've spent so much time together. I'm so happy to have her back. But...
So am I.
Thank you. But...
What do you mean, thank you? On her behalf, thank you.
But what that does mean is it left less time for me to be able to do bits.
The best thing to do is not to do sporadic podcasts.
I'd just like to clarify, that's not me blaming Lucy, saying I've not been able to do this because of Lucy. That's me saying that...
You haven't wanted to do it because of Lucy.
No, I have wanted to do it.
Oh, right, sorry.
But it's just like sometimes your priorities are different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like my priority was make sure I can spend time with Lucy.
Yeah.
And now she is off doing her own thing. When I say her own thing, she does...
Oh, you're tying yourself up with knots here, boy.
She does guard, doesn't she? She does winter guard, and it's now in season.
Guard,
so hence the reason she went out to America. She's now back in the UK, but she does it over 5 months. So it means for about... I'm not going to promise it. For about 5 months, I'm free at the weekends again.
And 5 months means 2.5 years. In Connor speak.
Oh, it doesn't really, does it? That's up to quite a bit.
Who knows? Well, yeah.
It could be 2 weeks.
So, yeah, a couple of weeks' time. So the idea now is that we might have a run of... We didn't want to just do one and then have another couple of weeks and then another one and then a few weeks.
This is the thing.
There's no point in doing that.
When we did it before, we could have come back after 2 weeks, but in reality... how many episodes could we have done?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but hopefully now we know we can be
relatively consistent.
Yeah. So we've got a few planned.
Bar illnesses, I guess, but...
Well,
because that hit us once before, didn't it?
It has hit us once before, and, if that happens, that happens, but that's the way it is. So it's quite significant that Lucy's come back, but something else has happened in the meantime, because we did talk in the last episode about it was the week before that there was a baby shower.
Mm.
Well, now you have a little niece, and I have a granddaughter.
Oh, did you get a granddaughter as well?
Yes, I did, and she's beautiful, and we love her loads, don't we?
She's very small.
She's very small.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised how small she is.
And you know what? We're looking to book a holiday. Well, I say we're looking to book a holiday. We've booked a holiday to Florida.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, she's barely paying her way.
She's not, and she's not really getting involved in the organisation of it.
No, she's not.
Either,
In fact, I feel arguably she's disrupted the organisation of it because she
did
makes bad smells and she cries.
Yes, well, she does make bad smells. In fact, I've never known a child... I've been told by
oh my goodness,
other people
I know what you're about to say.
that I've never known a child as windy
as
she is. And
it's constant.
when you hear it, it's like a grown man.
It is. The other day she did it and I went to Sam, was that you? You went, no, it was Posey.
There's no way something like that comes out of such a little person.
Yeah.
But there are, but we love her a bit, don't we? She's beautiful.
She's good.
Yes, that's been
She's
a wonderful addition to our family.
Yeah.
So
we're going on holiday with her.
We are going on holiday with her, and that should be fun.
And
She'll remember nothing of it.
No doubt, though, we'll be mentioning over the next couple of months.
Maybe.
We'll probably be mentioning Florida quite a lot.
We probably will. Because it's an exciting thing. Anybody that's listened to any of these podcasts knows how much we love Florida.
This will be my 6th time going.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I saw something a little bit earlier. I'm going to have a little more of a look into this. I saw a headline a little bit earlier. It's a little bit tied
Just
in
to
with
let you all know,
Posey.
we will be talking about Tolkien at some point.
Oh, we will?
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah, probably for like the last 5 minutes.
But interestingly, right, I read this article. It was about a man who hasn't stopped farting since he ate a ham roll in 2017.
That's one
and
long
he's currently
fart.
suing the company that supplied the ham roll for £200,000. Yeah, I'm going to have a little more of a look at that. I wonder what that's all about. But yeah. That's interesting, isn't it?
Anyway, interesting.
Is there anything else you would like to cover?
I feel like there is.
Go on.
I thought about it beforehand.
Yeah?
But I've forgotten.
You've done loads of things. You went to see an NFL game, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I can't really say that.
I'm an NFL fan now.
You are an NFL
American
fan.
football fan now.
Yeah. So
in fact, tomorrow night, because we're recording this on a Saturday, tomorrow night I will probably be watching
an
NFL game.
Yeah. Oh,
although I might not watch the whole thing, because I'll tell you what,
because it'll go into about Wednesday.
One thing I will say about those games is they're interesting, but they're also kind of boring at the same time. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot, but football's still better.
Yeah, I would agree.
Football's still better, but it's interesting to look at this different sport. And
I tried to get into it years and years ago when it first sort of for our country, for England, for people watching it, or in the in United Kingdom watching it. A few of my friends really got into it, but I could never, because it starts a bit. I could never really get into it. Now I tried again because it was actually the one you went to see was actually on telly. Yeah,
it was the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the New England Patriots at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah,
it was really good. Jaguars won. And since then, because Jaguars won, to be fair, it's a bit of a joke, but we said, the people I went with, we said, whoever wins, we'll support them, they'll be our team going forwards. And Jaguars won. In fact, we probably would have ended up, we went in kind of supporting Jaguars anyway, because arguably they're the ones that come back to London every year and play here, so it kind of felt right to support them. So I'm kind of a Jacksonville Jaguars fan now.
Good for you. They play in purple, don't they?
No, they play in teal.
Until what?
They play in teal. It's literally, I've got a jersey on my bed right there. That's teal.
They look like they're playing in purple on the telly.
That was.
Was that a different team?
That was a completely different team.
I really ain't interested. You can tell.
I think that was the Minneapolis Vikings.
Chipmunks?
No, the Vikings.
The Cincinnati Chipmunks.
No, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Let me try and guess another one.
I don't know all the names. Don't do this.
What about?
Anyway, but you are right that it's stop-start, meaning that your hour game lasts about 4 hours. So, I mean, I'm going to be watching
the Mississippi Mud Skippers.
The Jaguars are playing tomorrow night, so if you want to watch them with me, you can watch them with me.
I'll see how I feel.
Yep.
I'm doing a longish run tomorrow, and I'm right back into my running.
3 hours, sorry.
To be honest, when we stopped doing the podcast, I went and I get put back into a little box in a room at the front of the house.
We spend most time in there anyway, writing the podcast.
Opened up a little while ago, and I came out, and now I've started getting into my running again. I've got a coach now, and
who's your coach?
You know my coach is
Jim. You don't. Jim?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
Is he coaching you?
He's coaching me from Monday.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Oh.
For 3 months, he's coaching me, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Ah, that's cool.
It is cool, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway.
Fair enough. well, we'll probably be talking about American football at various points during the podcast.
Well, I think we've got a podcast
by.
planned to talk about it because I know nothing. And really,
I don't know a lot.
I want to, I look at it and I want to be excited about it, but I don't really get what the hell. They've got a different language.
I'm looking at booking a day off next year because
well done.
Anything
particular?
Yeah, because the Super Bowl is on a Sunday, but it's very late on a Sunday in the UK, so I'm going to book it so I could potentially watch it and not go to work the next day.
Oh, right, cool. So I look forward to it. Okay, shall we talk about the subject matter?
Yeah.
As we're like 10 minutes in or so.
We'll talk about Tolkien. And I think we mentioned before this podcast, it seems quite fitting to talk about Tolkien.
Yeah.
Because as we discussed at the very start of the year, or towards the when we doing the podcast earlier on this year, I lost my best mate at the start of this year in January, Joe, and he was a massive. Him and his family, to be fair, they were massive Lord of the Rings fans.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when I met Joe, or when we were speaking about things, I was a big Star Wars fan. I got brought up on Star Wars. He got brought up on Lord of the Rings. Now, arguably, you'd watched Lord of the Rings, you watched Star Wars, but it was later on in my life that I started watching Lord of the Rings, and it was later on in his life that he started watching Star Wars, and we kind of shared that with each other.
Yeah.
So my interest in Lord of the Rings kind of, from you, but also from Joe.
Yeah.
And then his interest of Star Wars came from me and my mates and stuff like that, which is quite nice about it. So it seems quite fitting because it was his birthday on the 1st of November. So a couple of me and my mates got together and we celebrated his birthday a little bit at the pub. And I think some other various mates from across the world, to be fair, did things for his birthday. But yeah, so it seems quite fitting to. I know we're over a week on from that at the time of recording. It still seems quite nice to be able to do a little conversation about Tolkien. The only problem is, I will say, is I am not as much of a super fan / expert on it as other people, i.e. you. I've watched all of the Lord of the Rings films. I'm going to be honest with you, but I've only watched them once.
I would say,
and the Hobbit films.
I would say I'm not an expert.
Because I only watched the extended edition that takes ages.
Yes, it does. The thing is...
You've watched Rings of Power as well, haven't you?
I have watched Rings of Power, and we'll talk about that as well. Basically, I mean, it's a mass thing now. When I grew up with...
You grew up?
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
Well, I am growing up. I haven't grown up completely.
How big do you reckon you'll get?
Oh, God knows. It could just
do you
go
reckon
on
you'll be
and
like
on.
Gary Barlow's son?
I think I might be like Gary Barlow's son.
Also, have you seen Trump's son as well?
No, I
he's
thought
massive
we said
nowadays.
we weren't going to mention his name on this podcast. Anyway, is he massive? What do you mean massive?
He's really tall.
Well, surely he was growing up anyway, or was he the youngest one?
The younger one. In the years since
Okay.
he was last president, he's huge.
He's got the
biggest, about 10 feet.
He's got the biggest son ever. He's bigger than anybody else's son. That's what he'll say, but not in that voice because I can't do an impression of him.
No.
But look, I mean, Tolkien for a lot of people, and
just clarify, J.R.R.
Yes,
Tolkien.
But I'll get on to a little bit about him.
Never really know how to pronounce the same name, actually.
Tolkien.
Tolkien.
Well, I guess there's probably different ways of saying it, but I've always known it as
lived
Tolkien.
In Bournemouth.
He did live in Bournemouth.
Yeah, he lived in Bournemouth.
Wow.
And he was born in a place, South Africa.
Goodness gracious, Connor. This is the first time you brought anything into these things. But look, let's get through this first
bit. Now.
He is.
Yeah.
But it was always like, I mean, people most remember him most from writing The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. He wrote a lot of other stories. He wrote a lot of stories around the background of it. And also, since he died, his son has written and finished some of his stories and backgrounds. So
is his son any good or just a bit rubbish?
No, Silmarillion. His
What's
son
his name?
No, his son's not called Silmarillion.
Oh, right.
I can't remember what his son's name is. His grandson was in the films. But
Frodo?
No. What are you talking about? Anyway, no. So, completed some of his works that he'd already done. But, I mean, he started off with sort of writing these things as children's stories. But, look, there's been the books, there's been the films, and I also want to talk about the influence he had on other people as well. But just to start with, let's have a little bit of background on Tolkien.
He was born in South Africa and he lived in Bournemouth.
Right, so he was born on the 3rd of January 1892.
Long time ago.
Ronald Real Tolkien. Right, and he was born in South Africa. You're absolutely right.
Whereabouts South Africa?
I don't know.
Oh.
Died on the 2nd of September 1973, aged 81 in Bournemouth. So you're absolutely right.
Do you reckon he supported AFC Bournemouth?
Everybody knows, I have no idea.
Okay.
J.R.R. Tolkien. It'd be quite cool. I didn't know what his names were. I had a rough idea what his names was because I've obviously read a lot of his books, or read these books a lot of times. Let's put it that way round. But if you were just known by your initials...
What's J.K. Rowling's?
Joanne, I think her name is.
Keith?
Yeah, Joanne Keith Rowling.
Yeah. George R. Martin? George.
George. R stands for...
Ronald.
I think it's Rachel.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then there's W.H. Smith's.
Which is
Willie...
Wilson.
Wilson.
Willie for short.
Yeah.
Or long.
Yeah. And Hattie, I think. William Hattie Smith.
No, Wilson.
Wilson. Right. He served in both World Wars.
What did he serve?
He served tea and biscuits in the first one. No, he was in the military in the first one. In the second one...
Shouldn't make fun of that kind of stuff.
No, you shouldn't.
No,
especially the sort of time of year it is as well.
Oh, yeah.
So in the second one, he was a code breaker. He was a bit older for the Second World War, obviously, because that came second. And he was a code breaker in that
sequel.
The sequel. He studied languages and became a professor of Anglo-Saxon, and he was Norse. Like, he was very interested in Scandinavian history and legend, which obviously showed in his books. Close friends with C.S. Lewis. Colin Susan Lewis.
I was going to say what that stood for.
So when you think about those books, the Narnia books, his mother brought him back to England with his mother brought him and his brother back from South Africa to England.
So
his father died.
To be fair, he was probably a family that previously went to South Africa.
Yes. So they went to South Africa, but they were coming back to England. The family came back to England, but his dad was due to follow on, but unfortunately died.
Oh.
And a final little nugget about him, he was once bitten by a large baboon spider.
Ah, so he became a superhero.
He did.
Okay.
How animals work. Number 65, the cat. Cats are the most annoying of all creatures. When they're not planning the destruction of the human race, they'll be asleep. When out of sight of humans, cats will walk upright on their hind legs and in the hours of darkness knit tiny cardigans for their demonic offspring. Cats have been at war with tortoises for decades, unaware that they are mice in armoured vehicles.
Right, on to the next thing.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about him very briefly. The guy obviously had he was a very clever fella.
Yeah.
And I mean, the books themselves, this is where the crux of it is, where the basis of all this is. He wrote a number of books, including The Hobbit, which was called The Hobbit, There and Back Again.
Can I be a little bit... I don't want it to sound horrible.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it might sound it. I started to read The Hobbit.
Well, I started to read to you The Hobbit when you were
like
a little
20.
kid. No. There was you and Lucy in here. I was sitting at the bottom of the bed trying to read to you, and you told me to get out. No, I did try and read to you The Hobbit when you were little.
Right.
But you didn't really.
So I started to read it.
Yeah.
And then I decided I'm going to start listening to the audiobook, which was done by...
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, yeah.
Well, one of them has been.
Yeah. And I started to listen to it, but I will be honest with you, a lot of people love this about his books, but he describes a walk. It's all walking. And he describes it for about 50 pages, a colour of a tree. And there's no trees around also.
Yeah, it's very descriptive.
It's very descriptive, and I think I just found it personally, for the reading of it, it's really good, but the reading of it took too long.
Too long, right? Okay. Well, books tend to be a certain length. Depending on what book
I think it's really well written, but I think I appreciate the films more.
He was creating a completely new world, and it's weird, really, because some of it is terminology that we've heard before. So in his world, there's dragons, there's elves,
there's dwarves,
there's wizards.
Wizards.
I don't think hobbits existed until he invented hobbits.
Spiders, wolves,
but then
eagles.
So animals in it. There might be a legend of that. As I say, a lot of this comes from Norse legend. Some of the names themselves. He invented the language, the Elven language as well, but used because he was that's where his background was in languages and such. That's where a lot of this came from. But he created this place, this Middle Earth that existed, or it seems to have existed many, many years ago. It's got its own time scale when you start listening to the background of characters and such in there. But with a view that it's a world that exists now, but none of those sort of races are still around.
It's basically set as like a prequel to Earth.
Because you got men in it, and by the end of the Lord of the Rings, it's the age of men. The elves are diminishing into and going to the Grey Havens and all this sort of thing.
Gone to heaven.
Yeah. Well, basically, it is like that. It's a next place for them to go. It is. They never called it heaven. But is it Valhalla? But then again, that's
Valhalla's Vikings, isn't it?
Yeah, but even that, it's a lot of it sort of crosses over into those things. But The Hobbit, I think he wrote The Hobbit for his kids, but it was published, I think 1937. The sequel, which started as another children's book, The Lord of the Rings, but became much darker as he was writing it, so he realised it wasn't going to be quite the same sort of thing. And if you think about the two of them, although in The Hobbit there are sort of gruesome characters and there is peril and there is sort of danger and horror in it, when you come to the Lord of the Rings, it's a lot darker. There's a lot of quite... the description of some of the things in there, quite famously, I think.
It's like Harry Potter, exactly. It gets darker.
Yeah, no, it certainly does. But in the films, when Gollum disappears, he's captured, and then he disappears after he loses the ring, and he goes on the search. And I think the new film, there's going to be the new film called The Hunt for Gollum.
There was a video game that was about Gollum. Wasn't very good, apparently.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd never heard of it, so. Clearly not. But then there was video games, really basic video games, which were like The Hobbit and
Did
things
you just wink
like
at
that.
me?
No.
Oh.
Right. It's my lazy eye. Thanks for bringing it up. But no, so Gollum, the character of Gollum, it talks about him in the films and about him disappearing and
you do a Gollum impression?
Not like yours, and I'm going to have a coughing fit if I try and do it. But in the book, he's killing animals and things, but he's also creeping into people's houses and eating the infants, eating the babies. So it's quite gruesome.
Yeah.
But obviously in the films you don't see that, and you certainly don't hear about it. It's what happened. This new film is going to be about that, but it still won't talk about that sort of thing.
I guess does it need to be shown? Probably not.
No, but there are certain bits in the books that actually are quite sort of wow. That's pretty grim. That, but it's how the books are.
This is the thing with the books and it's the same with most books, is you can fit so much in a book because to a certain extent, it doesn't matter how descriptive you are and how much you fit in, but you'd never fit quite as much. Like The Hobbit's famous for pretty much cutting out entire characters, isn't it?
Yeah, there were certain bits in it that were removed because they felt
Legolas
like
is in it.
and Legacy's in it, and they've invented characters, and they gave characters more of the story than they actually were in the books, because I don't think there was very many strong female characters in the book. There were a couple, but not many, considering all of the characters in the books. They drew that out a little bit more in the films, which I think is quite important anyway. And obviously in the Hobbit films, they even Tariel, is it, which is it's
saying
a completely new
remember.
character. It's not a character that appears at all in the books, and Legolas isn't in the Hobbit. So it's artistic license. I think everybody agrees that as far as his interpretation and the work that he's done, Peter Jackson on them, it's people who like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit were always looking forward. It was weird, actually. We're talking about Florida earlier. I can remember being out in Florida, and my sister's quite a big fan of that sort of stuff, and they were starting to show pictures from the filming of it, and I think they had a load of ring wraiths sitting there smoking because it was between takes, and they said...
when did it come out then?
So the Lord of the Rings came out. Let me just look, because I did write down here when it came out.
Well, the Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2001. So it was probably when we went in 2003.
It's funny because I don't feel... It feels like it's been out forever. But I guess I turned 3 in 2001. So I guess that makes sense.
Well, exactly. Anyway, quickly I'll go through these. So the Lord of the Rings was written in stages between 1937 and 1949. Fellowship of the Ring came out in July 54. Two Towers in 54 in November, and The Return of the King in October 1955. Now, loads of background, loads of, like I say, he was a professor in languages. There is something that bothers me about the books, something that irritates me. And when you listen to the audio books, which I have done again recently, it's the amount of songs in here. and you'll be getting into a bit, and they'll suddenly launch into it.
Yeah, that's another
thing. And there can be pages of it. And you think, oh, they're just going to sing a little bit of a song about someone from the past. And it goes on for pages and pages.
And what I find really difficult about that, when people write songs in books... Like Hunger Games did it as well, didn't it? Are you coming to the tree?
Yeah.
But you don't know the tune. I mean, luckily, when I read Hunger Games, I'd already know. I think I had heard that song.
Yeah. But
or had I?
I don't know.
Think I had.
No, you hadn't,
because
you read the books before. I read them.
I watched the first 2 films and then read all the books, all 3 books, and then the last 2 films came out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I hadn't heard it. And you don't know how to sing it, and like the in the Hobbit you got far over the misty mountains cold. But I imagine when that was first read, because again I watched the films. Imagine when it was first read, people were like, I don't know how to sing this.
I'm trying to think what actually is in the Hobbit. As far as I think they do sit there and start singing, as they sing when they're at Bilbo's in Bag End. So there's that, but like I say, there's also Tom Bombadil as well, keeps launching into song all the time. He doesn't even feature in the films.
Which, in fairness, it goes, you could write something like Tom Bombadil started singing a tune about whatever, and I'll be honest, that would do.
But even if it was just no, look, I sound like I'm criticising, but that's the only thing. I love these books. But I do get to points in it, and I turn a page and I think, oh, and I'll skim through those bits, and I probably shouldn't. Anyway, so...
No, you do what you want.
The books, I will do what I want. Other adaptations, I had the BBC, there was cassette tapes. I don't know if you remember what cassette tapes are.
Too good.
Right, okay. Yeah, so I had them, and that was a BBC adaptation of it. That was really good as well. But then came, we've already talked about it, the series of stuff. There was a Lord of the Rings, which was an animation one, with rotoscoping filming. Do you know what that is?
No.
So basically, that they filmed live action, and then they drew over the top of it. They animated over the top of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's really weird because you've got the
It's a bit-
hobbits
it's a
are
bit
very
like-
cartoon-like.
Yeah.
But the other characters, quite often in some of the scenes, the other characters, you can see it's actors and it's just sort of drawn over them.
I guess it's a bit like motion capture nowadays.
Yeah, to a certain
But-
degree it is, yeah.
A basic version.
But that was in 1978, I think, something like that. But I've watched it, I've got the actual DVD of it, but I saw a clip of it again the other day when I was looking at stuff for this. And there's a particular bit where Aragorn's running through, and obviously in the film of it, the actor tripped over his own sword and fell over. But they've kept that in, and the animation, you see him running behind him, and he runs along, and then he falls over, and then gets up, and runs up again, which is quite good. I think it's the best bit in it. They only did 2 parts of the Lord of the Rings, and they didn't make the third one, or the particular person who did that one didn't.
Maybe they should make one now.
They have done other stuff. They have actually released a animation recently in 2024, The War of Rohirrim. So that's actually just come out. So it looks really quite cool. But we talked about the Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson films, Fellowship of the Ring 2001, Two Towers 2002, and Return of the King 2003, all released in December.
They were released very quick succession.
But it became,
they all filmed about the same time, though.
Yes, a lot of it was filmed at the same time. But
you got that's
the
a commitment, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But the people that were part of the films, they seem to have. They've got almost like a fellowship. I often see pictures of them all still meeting up to eat, and and the hobbits. You know, the 4 guys, the actors who played the hobbits, meeting up all the time because I've
seen clips of them really slagging each other off.
Oh yeah, for a laugh,
as a joke, yeah.
But it looked like it was such an incredible time, you know, for them all. Excuse me.
Excuse you.
And then obviously they decided to do The Hobbit, which was exciting. So they had some of the cast members come back. Martin Freeman played Bilbo, whereas in the original, in The Lord of the Rings, obviously Bilbo's the older one there, and that was Ian Holm that played him then. So they split that into 3. There was a lot of people said, "Oh, why'd you do it in that?" But there's so much goes on in this, and they did start to flesh out some of the bits that you only had a brief description of, you know, and all the rest of it. But that was The Unexpected Journey in 2012, Desolation of Smaug in 2013, The Battle of the 5 Armies in 2014. The War of Rohirrim, as I said, 2024, and they're doing The Search for Gollum, and it should be released in 2026. It's just...
You missed the Rings of Power there.
Well, I've got that as well. One thing I would say, and it's weird how these things work, obviously when they cast for Lord of the Rings, you know, they asked people like, I think Sean Connery was asked about being Gandalf and he turned it down. I can't think of anybody playing Gandalf now apart from Ian McKellen. But obviously Aragorn it was Stuart Townsend played Aragorn, and they actually started filming. And then they decided it wasn't going to work. And so when Viggo Mortensen came in, they'd already started filming everything. They'd already had an actor started playing him. But I cannot think... He is incredible in it. He came in, he already knew how to ride a horse. He already knew how to handle...
Which is helpful with the horses.
Yeah, it is. And they did have horses. I think they started off and they had people dressed up as horses. But then they realised that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
So they started
had
using
the little stick with the horse in the end.
Yeah,
that wasn't
like
gonna
a
work
hobby
either.
horse. Yeah, because the budget got cut a couple of times. Now, the Ring of Power, or the Rings of Power, I started watching that. It got a lot of stick, the first series of that. There's been 2 series now. It's excellent.
I've not watched
the
it.
budget on it is incredible anyway, you can tell that. But it is just stunning. And it does start to tell the stories like before, you know, so it got the second series kind of went even further back at the beginning of it, to piece together everything that came before, you know, before The Hobbit, before The Lord of the Rings. And it is really good. It is well worth a watch. I think it's been done really well. And there's lots of little Easter eggs in there for fans of Tolkien, because actually characters that didn't appear in the Peter Jackson films that are quite beloved characters for people that have read the books are actually in this one. So it's been really cool. One of the things that we laugh about with it, and we talked about, is false perspective.
False perspective.
Yes. False or false?
False.
We know that you can
We've
use
Googled
both.
it. You can use either.
You can use either.
False or forced.
What does that mean? Well, it means that in those films...
Hang on.
It's used in lots of different
Father
films.
Ted had a good explanation for this.
Oh, go on then.
Small,
Yeah.
far away.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's it,
That's it.
basically, isn't it?
That's
but
it.
when you watch the films, it is very,
Disney's
very
famous
clever.
for it.
Are they?
Disney parks are famous for it.
Oh, Disney parks are, because, if you're standing in a certain point looking at something, they've got a great way. I know for a fact
We
that
used it on our Homemade Doctor Who episode.
we did indeed with the TARDIS and Sarah Jane.
Yeah. Annie
Didn't quite-
knocking at nothing.
Yeah, it didn't
And the
quite
TARDIS being
work,
close to
did
the
it?
camera.
But,
It's basically like you've got something and it's about changing the size and colour and stuff like that to make it appear either smaller, larger, further away, nearer and stuff like
But
that.
obviously, for instance, when you've got the scene where you've got Gandalf, the dwarfs, and Bilbo Baggins in Bag End, you've got Gandalf that's supposed to be far too big for Bag End, so he's knocking his head all the time. You've got the dwarfs who are supposed to be smaller, obviously, than him, but then the Hobbit was smaller than
Joe went to Bag End, didn't he?
He did indeed.
Before
There's
he
some
died,
brilliant there, because they've still got the
Hobbit holes.
they've got that all there. Well, I think they had it for a while, then it went, then they've redone it now, and it will stay there as a permanent, because people go there to see it. It looks incredible. But it is a really clever way of doing things, and quite often, when I'm watching them, I'm looking for it, because you think, I mean, in these films, they had the actors that everybody's fully aware of. They had some small actors that played the hobbits and Gimli the dwarf, and then had stunt small actors, and they had stunt actors. So, but to bring it all together like that,
And that's the thing. So I think arguably there's a lot of things that do that. Like, for example, Harry Potter is another one that does it. Harry Potter has Hagrid,
Sorry.
for
Yes,
example,
yeah.
and a number of other characters. A lot of different films do it, but I think Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit did it on a much grander
Well, I think
scale.
it was one
Especially
of the
like Hobbit had so many dwarves in it.
yeah, and it was one of the first times they'd done something of that scale, I think, and that complex. But some of it's really simple, but still so effective. Didn't we go? We went to the studios for Harry Potter, and they had something similar there.
For the sets, it's quite easy because, like, without sounding funny, for a set, you just have it where you go. Like Disney does it all the time. They've got it in Galaxy's Edge, where they've got the spires of Batu just in the background, and those spires are painted. They're just kind of structures on top of buildings that are behind the area.
Yeah,
and they get lighter in colour as well as they get further away. But in reality, they're not even that far away. They just look further away because they're lighter in colour.
Yeah.
The Disney castle has it where each part of it gets smaller and smaller as it gets towards the top. Very more so in California than Florida. And the whole street, the whole main street is larger at one end than it is at the other. Again, to make it appear like it's longer when you stand at one end of it. And to a certain extent, it's easier to do it in those circumstances, but when you start doing it with people and you've got a lot of actors all in a certain area and you're able to make it all look like they interact with each other in that way, it's quite impressive.
I mean, some of it obviously is CGI'd because there's elements.
But then there was
of
also
it,
limitations back then.
and there certainly was. And you think it was quite a while ago now we're talking about when these films were put together.
Yeah, you're
and
talking,
when you watch them,
you're
they're
talking
still quite
23 years
impressive.
ago.
Yeah. So I thought I'd look at
that they came out.
how tall the characters were in the books and how tall they are in the films, and and how tall the actors are. So you've got, for instance, Gandalf is 5'11" in the film.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5'6" in the book, and Ian McKellen is 5'11". Now, when I started looking through these,
That's fair though.
it does seem that they've just used the heights of the actors in the actual film and just kept to it.
No, but that's fair.
Yeah.
Because you can't. It'd be ridiculous. You do the same for every film, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter, And the fact is, if you've got Daniel Radcliffe that grows up throughout it, you're not just going to manually adjust his height to match how tall he was in the book at that time.
No, I get that. So you've got Legolas 5'11" in the film.
He's only 5'6" in the book, but I guess they're meant to be smaller, aren't they? Because it's back in the old days, people were smaller.
Back in the old days when people were smaller. So he's Legolas 5'11" in the film, 6 foot in the book. Orlando Bloom's 5'11". Aragorn 5'11", 6'6" in the book.
Oh,
because he's Dunedain, isn't he? From he's one of the line of, you know what. Viggo Mortensen's 5'11", so he's the same. Galadriel 5'8" in the film, 6'4" in the book, and Kate Blanchett's 5'8.5". Then you've got Boromir 5'10" in the film, 6'4" in the book, and Sean Bean is 5'10". Elrond 6'2" in the film. Hugo Weaving is 6'2", but there was no mention of how tall he was in the book. But elves are supposed to be really tall. The Sauron was 9'2" in the film, but there's no mention of he was big eye in Lord of the Rings anyway. So Gollum 3'6" in the film. Andy Serkis is actually 5'8", so they're really clever how they done that.
Yeah. He just crouched down.
Crouched down, he did most of the time. Bilbo Baggins 5'1" in the film. Ian Holm was 5'5". Martin Freeman was 5'7". Frodo Baggins 4'1".
Hang on, is he 5 foot? Bilbo Baggins is 4'1".
Yeah,
and in the film he's 5'1".
no, in the film he's 4'1". In the film, Bilbo's 4'1", Frodo's 4'1", Samwise is 4'2", Pippin is 4'1", and Merry is 4'2". And then the actors 5'5" and 5'7", 5'6", 5'6", 5'7", 5. Funny enough, the ratio between them.
Pick
smaller actors. Yeah, but it works really well. But I've seen pictures of all with their. I think they all had.
That was a really interesting piece. That was like your hot or cold deserts bit. That would.
It was, wasn't it? I realised that when I started reading them out. I realised.
I didn't realise you were going to do every single actor in the film.
Well, I didn't do every single actor.
Almost.
I did cut a few of them out. Yeah, I just thought the main ones would be interesting to you. And then finally,
you're 5'10". And what are you in the book?
In the film,
and in your mind, you're 6 foot.
Yes. What about you?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah. And when you look at me now, is that pink pen bigger than me? Or is
what
it just
say?
Nearer?
That pink pen.
Oh, no, I just said pen wrong.
Oh, okay. No, that pen's a normal size pen because I can see your hand holding it.
Okay, but just look at the pen.
Yep.
And then my head. And now that pen looks massive, doesn't it?
No.
And that's what false perspective
is.
Right, just finally, because I know we're running a little bit here. It's just that the influence that Tolkien's had on all fantasy films. I mean, you know,
fancy films,
Legend,
iRobot,
yeah, When Harry Met Sally, all the big fantasy films.
Yeah.
Right. There's always been an element
Wall-E.
of the split. You could Wall-E, yeah, yeah.
the Paw Patrol movie.
Yeah, the Paw Patrol movie. Yeah, that definitely has. But then, what I said to you was, you see something like Harry Potter now. Harry Potter's huge. It's got, you know, it's very complex. There's so much material behind it all that she's written, but there's so many similarities. Because in Lord of the Rings, Gandalf really uses the hobbits and that to do the stuff. He knows they're likely to be killed. He wants them to, but he sends them on these adventures and does this. It's a bit like Dumbledore does with Harry Potter. He knows that ultimately he could die at the end of it, but he still pushes him to do these different things. And you know, the characters in it, all right, the elves in Harry Potter are a bit different to the elves in certainly in size in Lord of the Rings, but you've got that sort of fantasy element of it, the good and evil. And that's basically, I think some people said, oh, Tolkien, you can tell that he wrote those books looking at because he served in the wars, and that you know, they're the Nazis or the you know, whatever the enemy were, and you know, the good and evil. He actually came out and said that's not how he wrote them, but it was about dark and light, which you find in most things anyway now.
I agree.
Thank you.
So we've been talking a bit about stuff, and now maybe music?
Yes, there is music. There is music indeed. I thought probably what would be best is you've talked about extending versions of the films.
Are you going to explain the entire
hours,
film?
hours and hours and hours. Well, I've managed to fit in The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings in just over 4 minutes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So if you'd like to play it, it's called The Ring.
Oh, The Ring?
Yes,
Like the
Ring.
film?
Well, not that ring, no.
All right.
And not that ring either.
All right.
Bilbo's gone and found himself a ring. Deep inside the mountain, what a shiny pretty thing. Puts it on and disappears, now he can't be seen by friend or foe. Can I have a go? Dragon can't see Bilbo and he gets the hump. Decides to torture nearby town to exercise his grumps. Bard then shoots him in the chest, and so begins another mess to sort out. Where there's blame, there's a claim. Sauron's back in Barad-dûr, but he's just a 9 now. Sends a 9 to find the ring, thinks it's in the Shire. Gandalf goes to Saruman to draw on his great wisdom, but he throws a wobbly, and Gandalf's now in prison. Frodo finds himself upon a quest. Good job Bilbo gave him such a shiny little vest. Protects him from the orcs with lance, and now he fights with Legolas. Oh, elf with pointy ears. Frodo's having trouble with the ring. Who'd have thought he'd get such grief from such a little thing? No idea of how much crap that golden band would bring to Middle-earth. It's such a curse. Gandalf turns from grey to white, kicked the Balrog's ass. Now he joins with Aragorn, joins a fight with Gimli and Legolas. Sam and Frodo carry on with the help of Gollum. Has he changed and somehow good, or is he just a bit of a wrong-un? Frodo said he's missing all the Shire, not to mention that the fact his situation's dire. All around him darkness loses, journeys to the crack of old man to toss in the ring.
Game time.
What a lovely song. Now, shall we play a game?
Why not play a game?
What kind of game do you have?
Oh, thanks for interrupting me. I have a
That's very exciting.
I have a
traditional one.
A traditional one.
Wow.
I've gone for the standard 10 question. Don't do this.
Okay.
This really annoys me when you do it. A standard 10 question multiple choice ABC quiz. And it's about the subject matter as well. Which is handy.
Yeah, it's good. Sometimes we don't do it on the subject matter.
No,
really,
we don't. No, don't always. Sometimes it's a very tenuous,
it's very loose connection.
Yeah. So if you'd like to play my
Hurdlers
sting,
and murderers. What was that for? Hurdlers and murderers.
Hurdlers and Murderers was for the Olympics, wasn't it?
Okay, there you go.
It might have been. I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, I play the sting.
Play a sting.
Are you an orc or a tiny wee hobbit? Know the answers, or are you gonna blag it? Maybe a wizard or a woodland elf. Try to concentrate and not embarrass yourself.
What a lovely sting.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I did, thank you.
Okay, so here's my Tolkien quiz. Even Lord of the Quiz, I called it.
Oh, Lord of the Quiz.
Lord of the Quiz. Right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Question 1.
10 questions, yeah.
10 questions. The Fellowship that left Rivendell consisted of 9 what was that? Consisted of 9 to match the 9 Black Riders. But which one of these was not a member of the party?
Okay.
Was it A, Aragorn? Was it B, Meriadoc Brandybuck? Or was it C, Tom Bombadil?
Meriadoc Brandybuck. No, it's Tom Bombadil because he was the one that sung the songs but wasn't actually in the film you said earlier.
I'm going to let you have that because you just scraped in there before I even had a chance to say anything.
Well, you were
done.
Saying no, but no. Meriadoc was Merry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's Merry and Merry Pippin.
Yeah. Peregrine took his name was.
But Pippin they called him.
Yeah, they called him Pippin, yeah. Question 2. In the Mines of Moria, Gimli the dwarf talks of Durin's Bane. But what was Durin's Bane? Was it A, bad Wi-Fi connection, B, a Balrog, or C, his IBS?
A Balrog.
Here we go. It is a traditional one.
There you go.
2 out of 2. Oh, hang on. I wonder how you're going to do it. I wonder if you're going to do this really well. Anyway, question 3. Radagast is like Gandalf, a wizard. But what was his full title? Was he A, Radagast the Brown? Was he B, Radagast the Beige? Or was he C, Radagast the Red?
I think it was Radagast the Brown, wasn't it? He was in the film.
Radagast the Brown, well done. Played by
in his head.
Yep, Sylvester McCoy in the film. So that's 3 out of 3. Oh, it's getting exciting. See if you can get this one. It's a bit trickier, this one. Okay.
It's funny how they had to segregate by colours of their clothing.
Yeah.
And they could only wear certain colours when they went up to the next level.
Yes. That's true. And if you'd listened to that song, it talks about... Oh, yes, you listened to that song. It talks about Gandalf being the grey and then becoming Gandalf the white.
Yeah.
Gandalf of many colours. Anyway, back to the quiz, Connor.
Yes,
Question
please.
4. Aragorn goes by many names, but by what name is he introduced to Frodo on their first... Frodo. I said that a little bit like that. Frodo on their first meeting in the Prancing Pony. Was it A, Plonker? Was it B, Lurker? Or was it C, Strider?
Strider.
Absolutely right. 4 out of 4. Oh my God.
Doing well.
No, you won't get this one.
Okay.
Question 5. What was Sam Gange's job before he left the Shire with Frodo on the quest to Mount Doom?
He was a baker, wasn't he?
Was he A, a postman, B, a gardener, or C, a dancer?
Oh.
He wasn't a baker.
What was the first one?
Was he A, a postman? Was he B, a gardener? Or was he C, a dancer?
A gardener.
was a gardener. Blimey, 5 out of 5.
Who was a baker then?
I don't know. Whoever was a baker.
None of them then.
No, none of them. Question 6. In The Hobbit, Bilbo...
Oh, I'm thinking Peter from Hunger Games.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
Well, that's how Katniss Everdeen says his name.
Yes, I know, yeah. Okay. In The Hobbit, Bilbo and the dwarfs encounter 3 trolls, but what were their names? Were they A, Tom, Bert and William? Were they B, Tom, Dick and Harry? Or were they C, Matt, Charlie and James? So Tom, Bert and William, Tom, Dick and Harry, or Matt, Charlie and James?
Tom, Bertie and William.
Well, that wasn't one of the options, but I'll take that. Tom, Bert and William
Okay.
is correct. Tom, Dick and Harry is just a saying, and Matt, Charlie and James are busted.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Right.
The band busted.
The band busted. Question 7. Wow. Bjorn was a shape-shifting man able to change from man to beast at will. But what was his animal form?
Bear.
Was it A? Stop shouting out the answers. Was it A, a bee? Was it B, a bear?
That's confusing.
Or was it C, a squirrel?
A bear.
A bear, it's correct. 7 out of 7. Oh no, you're not going to get this one.
You said about 5.
Question 8. What was the name of the pub that sits just outside the borders of the Shire? Was it A, the Dog and Duck? Was it B, the Troll and Biscuit? Or was it C, the Green Dragon?
Oh, I don't know if I am going to get that one. I thought it might have been the pub that you mentioned earlier on.
Pods and Pony.
Yeah.
So that's in Bree, and this one's just, they go to this, or you see them in the films various times drinking in this pub. But is it called the Dog and Duck, the Troll and Biscuit, or the Green Dragon?
The Dog and Duck. No, the Green Dragon. The Green Dragon.
It is the Green Dragon. Question 8, the Green Dragon. So it's 8 out of 8, but you keep changing your mind at the last minute. Are you going to be able to get through the rest of these? Question 9. Who leads the Ents to Isengard to root out Saruman? Is it A, Treebeard? Is it B, Bush Tash? Or is it C, Willow Chops?
Treebeard.
It's Treebeard. Question 9. 9 out of 9. Oh my God. It's our first time back for 2 weeks.
Yes, a long 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Question 10. In The Hobbit, Bilbo is visited by 13 dwarves after Gandalf scratches some runes on Bilbo's freshly painted door. But what do the runes say? Do they say A, dwarfs are neither big nor clever? Does they say B, stop here for a good time? Or does it say C, burglar wants a job, plenty of excitement and reasonable reward?
Burglar wants a job, reasonable excitement.
10 out of 10! Well done.
I thought it was 9.
No, that's...
Did you say penultimate?
No. Oh, how annoying. Well, can we edit that in? I'll just go penultimate.
Say it down.
Penultimate.
No, I think give it another go.
Penultimate.
Mate, making it sound more epic.
Penultimate.
Okay, I won't edit any of that in.
All right, thanks.
That's all right.
So 10 out of 10. How'd you feel?
I feel like I changed my mind a couple of times. So it was a little bit... Potentially could have gone wrong, but it feels good.
Feels good, does it?
Yeah.
Won't last.
I haven't
And that,
100% of most quizzes.
Connor, is the end of my Tolkien quiz.
Well, thank you very much for that.
You're quite welcome, Connor.
I think that brings us to the end of the Tolkien... I was about to say
Podcast.
website then.
website. We're starting a website as well. We ain't got time for that. We ain't even got time for this.
We have got a website.
Oh, we have got a website though, haven't we?
fatherandsundays.com, and you can go there.
You can.
You can get all the episodes there, or you can get them in chosen podcast platform, but you can also message us. Now, it's been a while. We have had a message on the website in that time. However, it was from someone trying to sell us something.
Oh,
so we're not going to read that one. However, if you do ever want to send us a comment, question, suggestion, or complaint, you can do via the website, fatherandsundays.com. I'll say it again. You go to the Contact Us page, or you can email us at contact us at fatherandsundays.com.
Oh, it's been a while, Connor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Blah, blah.
Threads,
Blah, blah, blah.
whatever, like, follow, share. Also, like, we're coming back with it. Tell your friend about the podcast. Tell your mum. Tell your mum's best friend. That's your challenge. Tell your mum's friend about the podcast.
Tell your mum's friend, yes. Tell them whether they want to hear it or not.
Tell your pet.
Tell a stranger.
Buy your pet a little necklace to wear, and put a note inside the necklace, and have your pet go out freely. Just open the door, send it out, and hopefully someone could put it in a message in a bottle.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah. But something that's...
But also make sure that, like...
you're responsible with what you do.
Maybe put the message in a bottle, like, just give it to someone. Don't throw it in the sea.
No, don't do that, because we don't condone that sort of action.
Yeah.
Great.
Don't condone littering.
No, we don't. We don't like that at all, do we? No, we don't.
No.
Okay. So if that's it, I think it's a...
we'll be back. Well, hopefully we'll be back next week.
Be next week. And that, I think the date next week is January the 5th. And no, we'll be back next week. I have not decided what episode we're going to do, because
hopefully
none of it's
135
been put together yet. Yes, it will be. That's a definite.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.